My CBD products are available online. Click on the link in my description box below. In the top left corner, you should see my name. Go to Shop Now and check out everything that's listed. I have everything from body butter to different types of gummies, tea tree oil, black seed oil, eucalyptus, immune defense, pain relief cream, shampoo. I have pre-rolls, flat belly detoxification, beard and scalp oil, hair products, nasal spray, and even sexual enhancements. Go to the website, check it out for me. You can support the channel by purchasing anything from the website. I appreciate you all.
No chase I need, no chase I need, no chase I need, no chase.
Jack Johnson was boxing's first black heavyweight champion. Over 100 years ago, he dominated the boxing world with such force, all the white people got together and prayed and wished for the great white hope. Now, if you haven't seen the other Jack Johnson video, click that link in the top right corner and check it out. It's a pretty dope vid. The great white hope. That phrase actually came to existence in the era of Jack Johnson, who was a black heavyweight champion. You see, the great white hope could have been anybody. They wanted anybody to beat Jack Johnson. There was a man by the name of J Jeffries. He was also a heavyweight champion boxer. He was the reigning champ. And instead of fighting Jack Johnson, who was an up-and-coming heavyweight boxer, knocking people out, he decided to retire. And the belt went to a Canadian fighter named Tommy Burns. And Jack Johnson followed Tommy Burns all around the world, just demanding a fight, just trying to get him to fight. On December 26, 1908, he finally got that shot. And he beat Tommy Burns so bad that the police in the audience had to stop the fight. The police at the time were worried about a white riot because this black dude was about to beat this white guy and become the heavyweight champion of the world. And they thought it would get out of control. Oh, and white people were furious. This type of injustice could not stand. So they started searching for their champion. They needed somebody to win back the title. In comes Jack London. Jack London was a writer. Jack London wrote, "J Jeffries must now emerge from his alfalfa farm and remove the golden smile from Jack Johnson's face. Jeff, it's up to you. The white man must be rescued." So after almost 2 years of the great white hope bat signal being in the sky, it was finally answered. J Jeffries was going to fight. He was only 10 years old.
Most dynamic milestone in boxing history. Champion Jack Johnson versus challenger J Jeffries. One of the great events in sports history is just 24 hours away as we look at downtown Reno, Nevada on July 3rd, 1910. Tomorrow, heavyweight champion Jack Johnson will defend his crown against the man who is already a legend in his time, former heavyweight champion J Jeffries. Jeffries retired undefeated in 1904, over 6 years ago. The city of Reno is in a frenzy as 15,000 fight fans swarm into the little town. This is the fight the entire boxing world has been waiting for. A clash between the two men who are ranked as the greatest heavyweight champions of all time. We're seeing the stadium being built, which will feature the biggest sporting event of the century. This is the first time in pugilistic history that an arena has been built specifically for one special prize fight. The promoter is the fabled Tex Rickard, who paid $120,000 in gold to capture this sporting plum. It's now July 1st, just 3 days until Jeffries and Johnson enter the ring. Unbelievably, you are looking at a 226-pound Jim Jeffries. Jeff has done what many experts had predicted was virtually impossible. He has recaptured his fighting form and shed over 110 pounds in the process. On this particular day, he's loosening up in preparation for 3 rounds of sparring with the legendary Joe Shawinski. A crowd of...
Jim Jeffries announced to the world that he was going to reclaim the heavyweight championship for the white race. On July 4th, 1910, on a specially built stage in Reno, Nevada, Jack Johnson and Jim Jeffries squared off. That's a lot of J's. Jack Johnson, Jim Jeffries. Anyway. There was about 20,000 people in attendance. And President William Taft actually was asked to referee the fight, but he wisely declined. The fight was originally scheduled to go 45 rounds, and it only lasted 15. After being knocked out for the first time in his career, Jim Jeffries quit rather than suffer humiliation of a knockout. And as soon as that bell rang...
Inside the arena, the lucky fight fans with tickets waved to motion picture cameras 3 hours before fight time. Extensive motion picture coverage has been planned as the entire world waits for the results. Both men are now feeling the effects of this tremendous heat, but it's the champion, Johnson, who definitely appears to be the stronger of the two. A smashing right hand by Johnson is followed by a jolting right uppercut. Champion Johnson is getting a $60,000 guarantee for this title defense, by far the biggest ever made to date. Jeffries' guarantee is $40,000, plus the astronomical figure of $75,000 for signing with Rickard for the fight. 1,500 Never Say Die fans crashed over the fence when there simply were no more seats to be sold. In Rickard's financial breakdown of the fight, these same 1,500 crashers were listed as complimentaries. In the previous round, Johnson relentlessly pursued Jeffries all over the ring. Here in round 15, he rushes Jeff against the ropes and lands a hard right uppercut. He follows it up with 3 left hooks, and Jeffries goes down for the first time in his entire professional career. The crowd leaps to its feet at the shock of what's happened. Jeff rises and gets hit with a smashing left hook, which sends him out of the ring. Jeff's chief second, with the help of a fan, lifts him to his feet. Johnson rushes Jeffries across the ring, where he floors Jeff with a paralyzing right to the head. Rickard steps between the two fighters as Sam Berger, in dark vest and hat, rushes in and stops the fight to save Jeffries from further punishment. This startling conclusion puts an end to the most dramatic heavyweight championship fight in the last 75 years. James J. Jeffries suffers the first and only defeat of his entire professional career, while Jack Johnson successfully defends his World Heavyweight Championship.
And as soon as that bell rang, white people lost their mind. All across America that night, there were riots and burnings and lootings. White America couldn't believe that their great white hope lost to a black man, So on this day, July 4th, Jack Johnson, we salute you.